All right, we are back live at Padres Fantasy Camp in Peoria, Arizona.
Yes.
I was about to say spring training. I'm a month early for that.
It's kind of spring training.
But let's get right to it. I know you guys got a game coming up, and you actually are going up against one of the coaches. Your opposing team is former Padres Cy Young Award winner Jake Peavy, who joins us right now on 97.3 The Fan. Jake, it is good to see you again. Welcome back to Peoria.
Yeah, good morning, guys. It's great to be back in Peoria. What a complex. I hadn't been here in some time to see this complex. Like you said, Woodsy, this is spring training.
It is. It's spring training for us old guys. Now, this is your first fantasy camp.
That's right.
Which is. What do you think? What are your thoughts?
And I didn't know what to expect, honestly. I fell in love with it. Just simply the camaraderie. There are so many people here, 70 plus of us, who love the game of baseball. You wonder if you're going to have anything in common or something to talk about with complete strangers that you're meeting on a constant basis. We're all in love with the baseball. Most of us are in love with the Padres and what's going on around the team. So a lot of fun. We're 1-0 too, and about to be 2-0 after we get.
Is that right? Shots fired.
I don't know, Woodsy.
Well, you know, Woods and Paul have lost about
seven straight
fantasy camp games dating back to previous fantasy camps. So
brutal.
They're itching for a victory today.
Well, not going to happen here in the next few hours if I can help it.
I mean, listen, it's the bitter taste of defeat. It tastes like I took an aspirin and chomped it up in my mouth and washed it down with black coffee. That's how it tastes. It's been so long. But listen, we're going to go out there and give our very best effort, which is all we can do. But, man, it's good to see you out here. You've been working with the pitchers. Now, I know we were talking about your stint, and you're still with the Savannah Bananas, which I think is just a fascinating new part of baseball. Tell everybody a little bit more about the Bananas and what you're doing with them.
Yeah, the Savannah Bananas that have stolen my heart. Like you said, around the game of baseball, they have so many young people, so fired up. I've never seen anything quite like this. It's a different form of baseball. We call it banana ball. But I just got to know Jesse Cole and really reached out. And for the first time, they went on the road. They came to Mobile, Alabama, my hometown. I called over and got in touch and said, man, why don't you guys take this thing on the road? And they were already looking to do that. So the first time that they took the show on the road in 2021 on the backs of COVID, Mobile, Alabama showed out. I would happen to be there. I threw out the first banana is all I did in that game.
First banana.
But I can tell you this, you can't imagine how, and it was close to happening in Petco Park. We almost pulled it together to where we came to Petco. It just didn't quite work itself out. Hopefully we can make that happen.
It will someday.
It will. I can tell you this, it's not going anywhere. I look forward to watching it grow. If you've never been in a baseball game where the fan catches a foul ball,
it's an out.
And it's an out. It is as electrifying of a moment as I've ever seen. And
they're good ball players.
Oh,
these guys can play,
and only getting better because of guys getting out of pro ball and wanting to stay relevant. Like I said, I can see things possibly in the future of this being leagues,
a league
with different teams. But
who's the guy you were telling me about with the Instagram?
Jackson Olsen, the third baseman. When you look at all of these guys and what the Savannah Bananas themselves have done social media wise, and now it's transitioning into the players. Some of these guys they have millions of followers, more than anybody in the major league level has, even more so than our teams, Boston Red Sox and the Yankees. So you think some of these huge fan bases, and when you see what the Savannah Bananas are doing.
Is that amazing?
Yeah, you're going, right?
Yeah, we're going to come to we're bringing our son for his 6th birthday. We're going to come back out to Peoria. I'll be out here way too much in the next couple of months, but you won't be at the Peoria game, which is a bummer. But
it's just fun. It's complete fun. You want to go to the ballpark, be entertained, and have fun. You can't. I don't know if you can have any more than being with the Bananas.
What's your best baseball trick? Like you trick with the base. I mean, everyone's seen you catch the ball without looking on the mound. That's a great video. You didn't really do anything there, though.
Right. No, that was just Buster Posey having the golden touch, and only him could have thrown it in there.
Right into your glove. But, everyone plays around with a baseball, 2 baseballs at once. Golf, you see Tiger Woods hitting it from your knees. Do you ever try any trick, anything?
I wish I did. When I have pitched now a few times for the Bananas, and they've asked me to get creative. I think you guys remember when I would go between the white lines. I don't like to be embarrassed, and it's business, and I don't want to get hit around. I'm going out there on a mission. So I tell you what I did. I pulled my gold glove off the trophy and just end up taking it out there and saying, hey, look, I'm going to need this thing probably with the way they're they're going to hit the ball against me. But I wish I had some more trick plays.
You can light it on
shots.
fire or something. Like,
I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to watch around and come up with a little bit of a stick. I'm hoping to be a part, and pretty sure I'm going to play in Fenway with the Bananas this
unreal.
year. So I don't know if you guys know, I did buy a duck boat up
Yeah,
there.
we heard
in
about
Boston.
that.
I remember that.
I think there needs to be some kind of entrance into the game,
Duck
or
boat?
I think the duck
Come
boat needs to
on.
make an
Drive
appearance
it
in
in.
Boston
I
when the
love it.
Bananas are at Fenway this summer.
That's amazing. We're talking to Jake Peavy here on Ben and Woods this morning. Now, we had Jake on. He was our opening day guest. It was the day you went into the Padres Hall of Fame. And there were a lot of high hopes that day. A lot of high hopes that day for last season. Obviously, it's baseball. It doesn't work out the way you want it to. As you watched the team last year, give us kind of your overarching thoughts on what went wrong, how they can fix it. Padre fans, I think this offseason, they're looking for a reason to be to feel a little bit of hope again. The glass is a little bit half empty at this point. Knowing that hope springs eternal. Hey man, everybody's got a clean slate on opening day. What are your thoughts on what they need to do?
Well, I think we need to come together as a bunch and really get a common goal within the guys in that clubhouse. I think Schultze is the absolute right guy. I was pulling for Nevin as well, but the Padres got this decision right. And that is nothing against Nev at all. Nev's going to make a great manager somewhere else. But I believe for the time and place, Mike Schultz is the guy to lead the charge. Well, what I would tell Padre fans is, look, there's a ton of talk about the Dodgers. They're not going to go anywhere. I won a World Series in 2014, and we didn't win the division. You don't have to win your division. Look at Arizona. Look at Philadelphia and their postseason runs. You just got to get in. And now it's easier than ever with the spots to get in. So we're not going to go in the season being the favorites. The Giants are going to wake up, and they're going to spend some money and be okay. The Arizona Diamondbacks were in the World Series. We got some work to do. We know that. But look, when some of the expectations around the club are lightened, as they have been, you can free up, you shake it off a little bit. The one trade is certainly going to give some opportunity for some other guys to step up. But I look forward to Xander bouncing back. I look forward to watching Joe Musgrove and you out there for 30 starts. Xander bounces back and does what he's supposed to do with Manny and Fernando. And if Joe makes 30 starts as well as you, this Padre team is a force to be reckoned with still. You get in the playoffs, make that run.
Talking to Jake Peavy. And Jake, what was your reaction? Some of the deals we've been seeing for pitchers this offseason. I mean, $325 million for a guy who hasn't thrown a pitch in the big leagues, and Yoshinobu Yamamoto. And you did pretty well. I imagine a guy like Randy, who made $5 pitching to win a Cy Young Award back when he pitched. Looks at the numbers now.
It's got to kill him.
That's got to hurt a little bit. I mean, even guys who didn't have good seasons are still cashing in with 10-digit deals this offseason.
Yeah, no, it's wild. I love seeing the guys get paid. I'm a player at heart, and when guys go out there and do what they're supposed to do, and I want them to get paid accordingly. It's wild to see some of it. I tell you this, I don't want to talk too much about the evil empire up north, but Yamamoto got $300 million for a reason. I know he hadn't thrown a pitch in the big leagues, but I expect big things after watching this kid. This splitter is devastating. We face him, we'll have to hopefully guess right and hit that fastball. The fastball's gettable, but if he gets ahead of you,
throw the splitter every pitch.
Yeah, you can't throw it every pitch.
Yeah, that's right. The problem is it looks like the fastball. I tell you, this kid's a force to be reckoned with, and we'll have to bow our necks and beat him.
Padres tapping into that agent market with a couple of interesting relievers as well, with the one with the splitter and both sides of the ball coming in and at least bolstering the bullpen. So some of the moves that Padres have made this offseason, your thoughts?
Yeah, no, I think, I was concerned about the innings that we lost. When you talk about Waka and Nick Martinez and some of the guys and Hader, and there's a lot of innings from guys that we didn't expect. Lugo. Yeah. That were lost. Monsters. So I think having to get creative without the payroll that we've had the last few years to go sign some guys. You lose Snell and the guys I just mentioned. It's a lot of your innings. So where are those going to come from? Some of the signings we will see if those work out. I'm certainly excited that that it looks like we've got some replacements for those innings because Michael Waka and Lugo, Nick Martinez, they had outstanding years for us. And
do you know much about Michael King? Because he threw a pen, I guess, and looked pretty nasty. Sinker. I know you're a big fan of the sinker as well.
I think Michael King will be I think he's going to be a front end of the rotation guy.
Awesome.
What this guy did down the stretch, I give Brian Cashman and all those guys the credit. That deal doesn't get done on the Yankees side if they don't take King and put him as a starter in the world, get to see what he does. I think that this guy will be talked about in the same breath as Joe Musgrove at the top of this rotation all season long.
I love it.
I mean, if he was a free agent based on just what he did at the end of last season, he'd be making huge money this offseason. The Padres getting a real bargain, I think, with Michael King the next couple of years. Before you guys go, because I know you're going out, I said this to Jake off the air, but you're doing a great job on MLB Network on TV. It was last year. It was kind of your first full season, kind of on the desk. Just give me your thoughts on how that went for you. I mean, I'm always jealous because you were obviously top of the game pitcher, and now you settle into my craft, television, radio.
Look at him too.
Doing so well.
He's stunning. He's stunning to look at.
Easy to look at.
Easy on the eye.
He sounds good though when he's up there too.
Well, baseball is all I know, and I told you earlier in this interview, I'm a player first, and I understand how hard the game is to play. And so I just want to respect the players. I want to give an honest assessment. And so when I'm up there, I want people to understand that we've thought through this as you guys prep for the shows. There's some prep work that goes into it. I'm learning the craft. I never in a million years thought I would be sitting in the seat I am. I'm super grateful for it. I want to grow the game of baseball. We talk about the bananas. I want to have fun. I want people to tune in because we're going to be fun, entertaining, and we love baseball.
Awesome.
So you won't mind me bat flipping you guys today?
Not at all.
All right, cool.
Not at all.
You got to make contact first.
Showmanship, baby.